got some more from Zoe. It's KZ from Cape Town. How you doing? How you doing? Pods have been dropping left and right all over the place, and the hobbyist has been begging, please bring out something for us to play with. And then TonyB and Vandy Vape, they actually listened, and they come out with this. Now this is called the Pulse AIO. It is something similar to the Dot, which you guys know, the Dot AIO or the Build Box AIO, but it is something similar but not the same though. So what makes this little guy special? Number one, 21700. Number two, hugely customizable. And number three, it's not only compatible with the two tanks that actually has been included, but also with the borrow tanks. So all of you guys familiar with the billet box should know that that guy takes the borrow. And there's also been quite a few devices that have actually been brought out taking the borrow tanks. But the nice thing about the borrow tanks is there's a wide array of bridges. So that is obviously what you will also be able to use in this little guy. Now, before we actually have a look at it, I've already customized mine a bit. This is the specific color which I've received. Now they say it's red, but it is more like almost like a pinkish orange type of neon situation, up nice and close. I know it looks more orange on the screen now, but I've already put some transparent panels on there as well. And I've also included some black torque screws, which I've also put in here. So yeah, a bit of customizability. I've also got my own 510 drip tip, which is on here as well. And I also customized the outer part of my fire button in the little black ring. So there's a lot which you can do. The first thing which you can actually do is you can purchase separate panels though. And the little box actually looks like this though. Looking at the photo, you can actually see the different colors of panels which you can do. So there's an enormous amount of mixing and matching what you can do. And what's nice, this little guy itself is also released in 6 different colors. So you can get the straight black, you can get a frosted black, you can get a frosted clear, you can get frosted, but you can also see all the colors over there. And then besides that, you can also purchase something which looks like this. And this is what that little ring is that's around your fire button. So you can unscrew that and actually put in one of these specific colors as well. And then besides that, you can also purchase a little box which looks like this. I'll put up a picture over there. So that inside you've actually got an inner panel, this whole section over there, which you can also replace. And the little color screws at the bottom, you get 4 of each of those color screws as well. 4, 5. I'm not even sure, I think it's 5. And it also takes torque number 5 to actually unscrew that. Now the 2 tanks which actually included inside this package is over there, and the 1 tank is what you can actually put in not only sub-ohm coils but pre-made coils. I think it's a 0.15, a 0.3, a 0.6. I think there's a 0.9 if I'm not mistaken, or 0.8, and a 1.2. But the coils included inside the package is a 0.3 and a 0.6. So you will do some direct lunging with those specific coils. But if you're not into that, they also supply with another tank, which you can see on the picture over there, which is one you can actually rebuild and put in your own specific coils. So without any further ado, let's go down for a closer view. Vandy Vape, Pulse AIO, TonyB project. You got Vandy Vape that side, TonyB that side. And then looking on that side, they do give you the color indication of what you're going to get. Frosted red though, barcode, sniffy and scratchy. At the back, some main features and what is included inside the package. Opening it up, you're just going to shake this guy out. You're going to get a white drip tip. You're going to get the mod itself. You'll be getting a tank which takes the pre-made coils. Inside you're going to get the 0.6 ohm coil, and additionally you're also going to get a spare 0.3 ohm coil. Here you have got your adapter in case you do not want to use a 21700. You can use an 18650. Lifting up the package, there's quite a few things at the bottom. You got your USB Type-C charging cable. You're going to get this little bag with a lot of goodies there, but I can guarantee you your best friend is going to be this tool. So might as well just quickly take out this tool so long. But yeah, you've got spare seals for your tank there as well, flat little screwdriver, 4 grub screws, O-rings. They're also going to provide you with 2 little coils. Information is on the bag, but it's plain straight wire, 2 small little coils. There will be a very thorough manual in a lot of different languages, and your quality control card, as well as a little coily tool. I will not be using this coily tool, I've got my own, but I can already tell you that if you cut your legs, use the 4mm. Before we go into the mod though, just to quickly show you there how to use this tank. As I said, this guy's going to use the pre-made coils. All you do is you just give it a nice little tug there at the bottom. You can also use your tool there just to get underneath your little coil and just pull it out like that. And then yeah, there you remove it and you replace it with the other one. Just push that back again, but you'll see that little red O-ring over there. Just make sure that it's underneath and actually secured inside that chimney section. You know you're good to go. The grommet, just pull this guy apart. Both of these tanks, which you will see, the one in the inside as well, uses this little grommet system, and there you will actually see this, the hole which you've got. If you fill this guy, try not to fill it upright though. I think you're going to have the best results if you actually fill it lying on its side, so that it slowly but surely actually fills up, and maybe at the end just tilt it slightly there to get you a bit more in. But I wouldn't fill it to the brim. You're going to be likely to actually waste some juice if you do that, or it might result in some messing about. Looking at the mod itself, you've got these panels on both sides which actually have got a little groove over there, which you just put in your finger and you can actually remove both of them. And there you go, easy as pie though. 21700 battery, or as I said, if you want to use an 1850, your adapter is going to come over there. Now if you're wondering where the battery orientation is, you can very faintly see a plus sign along this side over there at the bottom, but it's much easier to see the negative at the top over there. So might as well put our battery inch along. There you go, negative at the top, positive at the bottom there. If you just want to double check, you can see it is on. So yeah, magnets on the points. And what is nice about it, if you actually buy these doors, you're going to receive it in little bags like this. Just lift up these little butterfly wings which you've got over there, and then flip up this bottom cover, flip up this guy, and just pull these little guys apart. But with every set of doors, you're also going to get some of these new, I think it's neoprene magnets, but all of them are going to be extra. These doors do have got magnets on them as well, so those are all additional extra little magnets. But this is what the packaging looks like for the doors which you're actually going to order separately to customize your mod. So yeah, there's a set of the clear doors and there's a set of the black doors, but there's quite a variety of those doors. Any case, so there's the little tank which we have. To actually remove this tank with the Pulse breech, or let's just call it a breech for now, on the inside, you're just going to use this tool, that bottom portion over there. It's got that little knobby. You're going to just give it a slight twist and then get it to that point. You don't have to totally remove that though, and you should be able to flip out this little guy, and there you still got it. Then at the base you can actually also see a screw. So sometimes you've got tanks which do not make perfect contact at the bottom over there. Then you can actually, well, then you'll have to remove this guy, and then you're going to take a screwdriver, a flathead screwdriver, I know there's a star point, and just push it through there, and then adjust that little screw at the bottom further out, so to make better contact with the tank which you are using, if you decide to not use this tank and something else. Alright, so there we have the tank. As I said, the same grommet system as the other one to actually fill up though, your chimney portion there, you've got it. Here you actually have got adjustable airflow, but this ring at the bottom has also got another function, which is actually very nice. To build this, you pull off the bottom portion. It's not very tightly secured there, it's fairly loose there, so just be careful once you built it and actually put it back, just to make sure that you actually just hold on to both his portions. Could be that this little guy just pops off and you miss some juice wherever. But what I wanted to say is this guy at the bottom, you can actually see there's a hole over there, and you can actually adjust your airflow by rotating this little guy. There it's totally closed, and there it's actually open. But you can also totally remove this ring, and then if you want to just dry burn your coil or even out the glow or something like that, you can remove this ring, and then using this portion as a 510, you can actually just go and screw on. But remember, this is plastic there, and the threading on the 510 is going to be metal, so you've got to be careful with this so it doesn't perish too soon now, because it is going to damage, that's for sure. Dust is good, and you can see the build deck itself. You've got this 180 degree honeycomb situation. You've got 4 screws. This little deck caters for both coils, which have actually been turned clockwise and anti-clockwise, so that is cool beans. Now the coil which I will actually use today is a little spaced Clapton which I built back in the day. And here's another coil I built back in the day. Maybe I was actually putting this coil. I think it actually looks nicer. Now the reason I actually spaced them is because the distance between those two holes is actually very far in which you're going to put your coils. So doing it this specific way, you actually get in your coils very nicely. Both the legs of this coil and this one I've already cut at 4mm. The screws on this deck are flathead screws. There you go, nice and tight. And get that guy nice and tight. There you go. Just going to use our rod just to position our coil quickly. It's 3mm diameter. Let's get a nice little position on it. Slightly bit to that side. Pull it up slightly more. There you go. I think that looks beastly. Yeah, so that is how I'm going to position my coil, the specific coil. Even out the glow. Okay, now we'll see when I actually put down my cotton though, I actually stretched the cotton out there towards the sides. The reason for that is when you actually put on the top portion over here, you can very nicely see the juice is actually going to trickle out of the tank through those small little holes onto the cotton. So it would be best that you actually have got your cotton spread out as far as possible towards the sides for your cotton to actually saturate very nicely. When you put back this little guy inside here, you must actually have a look over there. On the one side, there's a slightly more of a cutout, and there's a slightly more of a little lip over there. And that is the way which you need to put it in. Otherwise, it's not going to fit. If you turn this little guy around, it's not going to go in. You'll see there's going to be a gap. So you've got to make sure that little rim over there, which you see there, and that little extra cutout over there, that they actually fit into one another. And then you're going to actually have the perfect fit then. Just remember before you put this guy back to actually put on your airflow control ring again. As I said, just be careful, it's plastic on metal. It's going to keep the airflow nice and wide open there. Let's put it back in again. There you go. Just to tighten it down, you can use your fingers in the beginning there. And just to further tighten it down, just use this little screwy number over there. Now they do include a white drip tip though, but I'm not interested in that white drip tip. I'm just going to use this black 510 drip tip. Actually fits nice and flush as well. I've got no issues. Let's just put in some juice. Pull back the grommet and pour your juice. So just don't put in too much though. Just don't put in too much. There you go. See? That beast of a coil is coming in at 0.26, so I'm going to vape it at 70 watts. You've got your airflow slots, which is over here. TonyB, magnet, 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 magnet. This portion as well, this ring can be customizable, so you can actually remove that, use this specific side over there. And then you put it in like that, and just unscrew it like so. You can use your fingers. But yeah, as I said, you can customize it with different rings as well. And you can also use different buttons. So this little hole panel you can also remove that. Just got to remove this ring. Remember this button is going to be loose. Just take out that button and then just open it to the torque screws, those guys, and then this guy can actually just pull apart. And then you can switch it out with what is inside this box. And you've got a variety of colors. You even got little stoppers which you can put inside the screws, which is transparent. Here's all the screws which you do get extra. As I said, I currently took the black ones out of here, 4 of the black ones though. There is an additional black one still left in there. And then you've also got the option between the blue. You can see you've got additional buttons as well. But yeah, all these panels, you've got this amber panel with a amber button, the green panel, etc, etc. Here's your micro USB charging port, and if you just look at the menu, not a lot more going on about the menu. If you press the fire button and that, you're going to lock the device. Press it again, you're going to unlock it. While it's in unlock mode, the up and down buttons you cannot use there, but you can fire. Let's just show you quickly. It's in lock mode, but you can fire. Let's just get it out. There you go. If you press the up button and the down button simultaneously, you are going to turn the screen upside down. Heaven knows who wants to do that there. Let's push it back again. If you hold on these 2 buttons, you're going to go into the menu system. You can decide if you want to reset the puff counter, yes or no. I don't want to reset it though, keep that in. Check out the version of this guy. And except for the version, you've got TCR, smart mode and normal. I'm not interested in the others. I want to vape it in normal mode. And you just hold in your fire button And there you go. There we are, back to our wattage mode. That way I will actually use it in. You've got a nice little window there to actually see your juice level. And that's that, ladies and gentlemen. So let's quickly run through my thoughts on the Pulse AIO. You will see it is actually evening over here now. And the reason for that is I put in an additional build as well. Yesterday I ran through two types of builds. I mean, I had a white collar 3mm alien, white, well, what they call blue white collar. I had an alien in there. And I wasn't too impressed with the flavor. And then I put in a normal Clapton, a 3mm Clapton, nichrome as well, ohming in around 0.4. Wasn't happy with the flavor as well. And then I put in the coil, which I actually did in the build. Wasn't happy with the flavor as well. And then I tried putting a normal, which the build which I've currently got in here is a normal round wire 26 gauge nichrome. And although the flavor is there, you do get flavor, but it's not close to what I am used to, or close to what I will find satisfactory to keep a device, or keep on using a device, despite all the positives of this though. And there is a huge amount of positives, especially for the price point which you're going to pay for this guy. What you get is absolutely amazing. For sure, I mean, you've got panels you can change, you've got buttons you can change, you've got button rings which you can change, you've got inners which you can change, then you've got your battery using different battery wraps, you've got different 510 drip tips which you can put on there. So this thing is so customizable. And even being plastic, you would think it is going to be cheap and light though. It is fairly light, but the 21700 actually gives this little guy a nice solid feel. And I mean, the framework is a solid thickish plastic material, so it doesn't feel that flimsy as well. I had a bit of play on this one orange door of mine, but as soon as I replaced it with the transparent panels, that issue was gone. So it's only going to be two things which is going to keep me from using that, and that is, as I said, that level of flavor which I need to justify me using this device. And the second thing is the airflow. I'm not a fan of this airflow coming in from the one side. I can still get used to it in an MTL mode, because in MTL you do not draw that much air in, but I wanted to use this as a direct lung device, as a restricted direct lung device. I initially poured in a juice which I tested, which I didn't like, so I had to empty out the juice again, and that was kind of a bugger. So yeah, remove your 510, unscrew over there, pull out your tank, remove the base, that you all know. But I didn't know that you can actually take a screwdriver and press it in from the top and actually remove the whole chimney and the top cap as well, that pops out at the bottom, which means you've got your whole tank which you can easily clean out though. So I'm just telling you, initially I didn't know that though, and I thought, it's such a mission filling it through that little hole and throwing out the juice. But now I know. So yeah, you can do that though. You can actually remove this whole chimney, but you cannot do it with the other tank which takes the sub-ohm coil, so you can't do that there. But with this one you can actually remove everything and clean out your tank very nicely. So there's so many positives about it. The fact that it's got a simple menu system doesn't bother me at all, because the wattage is the mode in which I'm going to vape it. I think I've heard of a few people which have actually tested in temperature control mode, and they all say it actually functions very decently in temperature control. Not that accurate though, but I mean, it's livable for sure. So unfortunately not for me, but that's going to make my members very happy. So I'm going to put this up as a giveaway for my 2 top tier member levels coming Thursday evening. Now through the whole video you will notice there's a logo at the top over there, and that is because one of my members is Farad from Homegrown Distributions, and he actually sent me over this device. So Farad, thank you very much for sending me this device for the purpose of this review. As I said, it's going to make one of my members an extremely happy chappy. So regarding the lack of flavor which I'm experiencing, please do not take that as black and white. As I said, most people out there, they really enjoy the flavor. I just don't know what I'm doing wrong though. And the other thing is, if you place your cotton, as I said, they've got the juice is going to trickle through those small little holes over there. So make sure that your cotton is spread out on the inside. Cutting your cotton is not a problem though, because I mean, your cotton legs, you're just going to cut with the same width as what the base is of your building deck, and then it's actually very, very easy to do that. So there's nothing complicated about this device. Maybe the battery, removing the battery might be a bit finicky for people though, but if you do not want to remove both the panels and actually press out your battery from the one side, what you obviously can do is you can just shake it out just like that. So not too much of a train smash there as well, but more than enough spares. Everything is included, but we all know that from Vandy Vape. So Farad from Homegrown, thank you very much for sending this along. I did enjoy playing with this though. You came, you saw, you decide. This is Kaiser signing over now. Cheers. nom 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 nom.